Hey guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We are, wow, what a rough day. You're watching Sober Talk. Do me a favor, man. Call us. Email us your number, 502, or listen, you want to email me, tom@tommabe.com. tom@tommabe.com. A lot of good announcements coming up here in a second. So here we go. Let's do it. Here we go. Always something. It is always something. Are we on? Do we have me? Do we have? What's going on here, people? What is happening? It has been a day. And today I had two cravings. Oh my gosh. Huge cravings to drink. And I didn't. I did not drink. So I came in, my big fat feet knocked over the, unplugged the power cable to the da there. So, how are you guys doing? It is a couple quick announcements. So, Sober Talk is going to try some new things, and we are going to, instead of me just talking, bring in a special guest. And like, I would love to get like a Jane Gaynor in here. She's a therapist, and she knows addiction really, really well. She's my therapist, and over the course of 30 years of trying to find the right one, I did with Jane. So be sure to bug the hell out of her and make her come on the show. It doesn't have to be every day. It may be like 3 times a month. And then maybe you can suggest someone else who come on 3 times a month. So we'll figure it out. Today, something went down the wrong pipe, and I spit. I'm talking about a grown man spit, which wouldn't have been a big deal, but I had my mask on. And that got kind of weird. So let's get right to it. So we have a lot of people we're going to talk to tonight. We're talking to a guy first up who works at a treatment facility for addicts and alcoholics and any kind of addiction. And we had him on the phone last night briefly, and he had an intake. Someone's coming in. He's getting someone in. So let's see if we can get him on the phone right here. And then we got Chris Anderson, a new buddy of mine who has an incredible story. I met him on my travels, and wow, how cool. What a story this guy has. Prison, rehabs. He's been through. Chris is going to be probably a 3-part because he's got such a story of recovery, falling off the wagon, doing whatever he'll tell you about. But it's going to be probably a 3 or 4 part night. We're not going to get to it, and I don't want to rush him. So first up, we are going to call John, and here we go. This is all right.
This is John.
Hey, John, it's Tom Mabe.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, so did we get you at a good time? Are you between intakes? Are you on break? What's happening?
No, I'm actually, I'm taking a little bit of a break. I made sure to set aside some time today.
So tell me, so you see a lot of, we'll get to your addictions and stuff. We got to a little bit of that the other night, and you said you were doing like sniffing anything you can get your nose on. What's that old joke? I think Dangerfield says, I hate cocaine, but I love the smell of it. I always thought that was funny.
Yeah, right.
Tell me about a typical intake. People who come, so your work, part of your recovery is probably helping that it's kind of like me doing a sober talk. You work in a facility that helps people, a treatment facility. Right. What are people coming in for? What's the typical drugs, alcohol, or?
It's a little bit of everything, right? Addiction doesn't discriminate, and so neither does recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, dude, there's from all walks of life, from park place to park bench, from any drugs. It doesn't really. There's really no no rhyme or reason to it.
You
There's
do you see
certainly not a full blown alcoholic isn't as prevalent as it might have used to have been, right? It's typically guys that are drinking are also doing cocaine and so going off a little bit, but we do get some just alcohol and some just weed, so really, yeah.
give me what's the youngest do you see come through, and what's the oldest you see come through the treatment facility, the rehab facility?
Man, we work with guys that are 17, and most recently I had a guy that was close to 65. So
Wow.
it's a pretty gnarly
Was
range,
he
and I
don't
got clean whenever I was 16, right? So
okay,
I
okay.
was. Most people ask, "What the hell? Did you just shoot too many vitamins?" Or I'm like, "No, I snorted them."
Yeah. So you were
There you
snort
go.
that was your method. You snorted everything.
Yeah. Well, that was just my joke on the vitamins because I got clean so damn young.
Oh, I
But
see. I see.
really, it was inhalants, and so I really inhaled more than anything.
Okay.
Uh, Puffed, right? So.
What was your biggest rock bottom? When did you go, you know what, enough is enough? I can't do
Well,
this.
like that, yeah. So a lot of the times, we always talk about the rock bottoms, and I've kind of come to this understanding that, man, I've had a ton of rock bottoms. Like you would think that the time that this dude died in my arms would be a bottom enough for just about anybody, or the time that I was,
You said someone died in your arms?
yeah, yeah. And I continue using the exact same thing, right? Now, the funny part about that story is that dude ended up coming back to life. Right?
What?
So thank God he's good.
Yeah.
That's why. But whenever you first get clean, I know for me, I was like trying to make myself a big, bad, tough, guy, and would make all my stories crazy, and so I'd always talk about this dude down in my arms. And finally, my sponsor was like, "Dude, let's talk about this, man." And we got to talking, and I'm like, "Listen, dude, he died, but they brought him back to life. He's good now."
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Wow.
But anyway, so I used to share my story in a bunch of schools and stuff, and that would be my jaw dropper. And sometimes I wouldn't add that part to it. But anyway, so that would have been that was still a devastating experience. Whenever he's seizing up and he got stuff coming out of his nose,
Oh.
stuff coming out of his ears, and everything said that he was dying. It was a
Right.
miracle that he did end up living. But then there's the time, man, whenever I was like 15, I was incarcerated and put into an isolation cell with other people's species. And it was this, and this is a really gross story, but I share this because it just kind of shows the progression of the disease
Right.
for me
Uh-huh.
at such a young age. I thought it was a great idea to take off my clothes, put it around my neck to get the staff, the guards, to come in, and then whenever they came in, I took the clothes and I put it all in the other people's feces and threw it all over them, which ultimately got all over me, right?
And you were
And,
15?
and
You're
like
15 at this time?
15. Yeah, so I'm always like, man, listen, there was a time whenever I was younger where I wanted to be like a Marine, a firefighter. I don't know. I had dreams. And then by the time I was 15, I got other people's feces all over me, all over other people. And it's like, man, so that could have been a bottom, right? And I had
Yeah,
like
that
maybe
that
2 weeks.
I would say that's a rock bottom. I'm
But
thinking if you're taking your clothes off, putting it around your neck to get the guards' attention. I'm hanging myself in here. I'm Jeffrey Epstein. Woohoo! And then you just, sorry, extremely bad joke.
yeah, man.
But and then
Uh,
you put feces all over it. It amazes me that you'll drop the F bomb but say feces, but that's okay.
yeah.
But so and then you throw it at the guards. It ends up getting it
Ugh,
ends up getting on you as well, dude. So,
yeah.
how old were you when you quit? How old are you now, and how old were you when you quit? One more time.
I got clean when I was 16. I'm 25 now. I got 8 years clean. My clean
Oh,
date is May
congrats!
5th.
It's tough for a
Yeah, man.
25-year-old. You're thinking I'm still young. I got a lot
A
of
lot.
partying to do. Yeah.
Oh, well, I got a lot of life to live, man. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's like I can either use or I can do everything else. You
Right.
know, and that's just where I'm at today. You know?
Do you see a pattern in people who, I'm sure in rehabs, people return. You
Yeah.
see, can you tell like that person's coming back or that person's gonna be good? I believe in that part, or you just think they're all
Yeah.
gonna be, or do you think they're all gonna be good? What? Tell me a little bit
Uh,
about that.
Man, it's hard, dude. You can't judge somebody's desire, right? It's unmeasurable,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and what they do with their program after they leave is obviously the most crucial thing to it. You know, we can load them up with all the love in the world. We can with what we call love you back to life, right?
Love you back to life. Love
And
my buddy
yeah,
Jim Clark.
man,
Love him up. Love him up. All you can do is love him
yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah, man. So you can, and then it's like what my counselor told me whenever I got clean, is she, because I'd always talk about, hey, you saved my life, you know, thank you so much, and I'm forever grateful to her. But she would always tell me that she just gave me all the tools, you know,
Yeah.
and it was up to me to take those tools and use them, you know. And so I went from having a little toolbox to a shed to a fucking garage, right? And
There's that
so,
feces again. There's the feces.
oh, feces, feces.
Every time you say
Well,
effing, just say feces. No, so, what would you recommend? Like, I got people lined up tonight. I'm going to be calling, and
yeah.
they're going to, I drink too much. I'm depressed. They all want. How do they quit? How do
Mm.
they? How do they need to get on some kind of Xanax or 6 8 days worth of something? What's the best way for someone to detox? You see this every day. Do you
Right.
something like sleep it off, sleep, give them Seroquel for 6 days and let them sleep, or what do you do?
Man, I think a lot of it is just about reaching out and finding those people that can actually help. You know, it's a matter of who we're reaching out to as well. There's
Right.
plenty of people whenever we're using that we say we're having a bad day, they just offer a drink, right? Or they offer, you know, come on, let's
Mm-hmm.
party. We'll get it off
Yeah.
over the weekend. And so it's going to be like finding the people seeking out in the community, whether most for me it's been a 12-step program, right?
Okay. Right. Yeah. That's what
And
I'm doing
so
now. I'm in a 12-step program.
there you go. Yeah. And so, because whenever I walked into that room, it was the first time that I ever sat down and was able to just sit all the way down. It was the first time that, you know, I heard somebody else share that they used the way I did and they felt the way I did and they thought the way I did. And I was just right where I was supposed to be. So I'm a firm believer in that. And then you're talking about the detox part. Well, obviously, that's a matter of life and death if not handled the right way, you know. And so we
Right.
don't want to take that,
Yeah.
you know, we got to take that into account, you know. And so medical help and get a medical clearance before you just start, you know, working a program, a 12-step program, because nobody in a 12-step program is a doctor. Nobody in a 12-step program can monitor your
Yeah,
vitals
that's
and
I'm always
make
afraid to
sure,
give
you know.
advice. I'm always afraid to give
Yeah,
advice because I mean I'm like I'm not a doctor, but
not a
go
doctor.
see your doctor. And if you do,
Yeah,
I didn't drink enough. I was able to, I guess white knuckle it a tad, as opposed
right,
to being on a lot of drugs when I detoxed from the beer.
right.
I was cranky and stuff, and but that's a whole different
Yeah,
show on that how I did it. But yeah, but definitely people need to see a doctor or and not people. I'm going to cut back. There's no cutting back. You just got to
yeah,
quit. I hear that a
yeah,
buddy of mine, I'm gonna cut way back. His triglycerides are up high, and he's worried about his pancreatitis or whatever it's called, his pancreas.
yeah.
And he said, I said, well, you just might stop. And I said, but don't quit all at once. He said, ah, he has no problem stopping. He says he's going to cut back. And there's no cutting back. You just got to stop. I
Yeah, I
think.
don't know if the word moderation is in our vocabulary.
I don't think
You
so.
know.
I have no reason for 1 or 2 beers I need.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'll drink in the morning. The same friend who I'm telling to stop. I go, Tommy, why are you drinking a beer? It's 10 a.m. Well, you have beer in the fridge. Tough day. And
Yeah,
it became a vicious cycle and a habit. It was such habit and when I got like 3 or 4 days under my belt, I'm like, what the hell was I doing? I don't
yeah,
need to drink that much. And hey, well, man, this is great. So we're almost at 20-minute mark, and I got a whole slew of people I need to call. and probably
Yeah.
not a whole lot of charge. So I want to take 30, 40 seconds, kind of wrap it up. And I want to call you back too. This deserves more time than what we can give it right now. But what do you want to leave people with this first call?
Man, I appreciate it. And I really, one of the biggest things I wanted to say here is just how grateful I am for people like you that have it's about attraction rather than promotion,
Uh huh.
right? And the way that we live our lives is it's powerful, especially for whenever we're like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And I think a lot of people that are especially on your page, they've been watching you for years. I know I have,
Well, thank you.
and since I was a little kid, which is crazy, right? I
You
just
know how to make a guy feel old? Come on the show and drop the F bomb and call him old. No, I'm teasing. Go ahead. Bring it
well,
on. A little more. What were you
so
saying? I'm
I
teasing.
just appreciate you, man, doing what you're doing, and I know ultimately it's for you, right? I know just the way this thing works. I know whenever I get outside of myself and I reach out, or somebody reaches out to me,
Mhm.
it helps me out. I've always told people, whenever you're scared about picking up the 1,000-pound phone and you're having in your head, man, he doesn't care what I have to say, or he doesn't have time for this, or he's busy.
Right.
Just know that whenever you don't call me, you're robbing me from my experience of getting outside of my head, right? And so that's something I think is could be useful for the guys that are thinking about picking up the phone and calling you or anybody else that could help them out. And then I have one question for you,
Oh
if I
boy.
could.
Yeah, sure.
It's just that guy that you did a video a few years back. The
He had
where he
5
was,
DUIs, right?
yeah, 5D. That's right.
You
10
know,
years. So how is he doing?
he got really famous from that prank. I think it hit 100 million views, and he would still go
Yeah.
out to the local places that had like a beat whatever. What's that bar? Anyway, O'Brady's, Beef O'Brady's. He'll hang there,
Mhm.
or like a old Charlie's that has a restaurant and a bar, and people were wanting to buy shots for him. And
Mhm.
I said, Dennis, that's not good, buddy. You can't be. And so he ended up quitting, and I think he's back drinking now. Last I heard,
Oh
but
man.
nothing like he
Well,
was. He has not had a DUI since then. I will tell you
yeah,
that. And he had
yeah,
5. You can look him up. It's legit. So,
yeah,
well,
yeah, man. Well, that's cool, and all we can do, right, is continue doing what we're doing, and
yeah.
just keep doing the damn thing.
Well, man.
All right, brother.
Well, John, thank you so much. Have a good night at work, and I will talk with you soon.
Hey, thank you, man. Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
See ya.
We got a very, very special guest coming up here shortly. I got to get a couple of these quick calls out before I call him. Chris Anderson he is from Sioux City, Iowa, and he's not your typical homosexual. He's very manly, and a lot of gay guys like patterns of like decorating. So I'm teasing. We have this joke about him being he's like tattoos and everything, and let's see, that number's not there. Let's see there. We tried. All right, now we're calling this guy here and see. That's a deal. A lot of people get drunk and they send me their number, say they want to go live, and then I call them and they're not around. So, which is a okay. So,
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is
hmm.
asleep.
Hello?
Hey buddy, it's Tom Mabe. How are you? This Lucas?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tom.
Hey, so tell me what's going on.
Just saw your show last night and thought, oh, that's a great show, and a little chimed in because I just hit my 1 year sobriety just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, congrats. What was your weapon of choice? What was your poison?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
It was straight whiskey.
Daily?
Yeah, daily, at least at least a pint or more.
No, this is awful. So I don't know my sizes. A pint is what compared to a 2 liter of Coke. How much is a pint?
Pint, probably,
That's not the little bitty
what,
guy. It's like it's about this big, right? About the.
yeah, it's about a half a fifth.
Okay, well there you go. Using no one said anything math. I don't. I hate
Yeah,
math. Okay. But anyway, so you were drinking a lot, and
yeah.
and and did health? Did you start? Did your health start to deteriorating, or what happened there?
I was getting pancreatitis,
Tell
liver problems.
Tell me about pancreatitis, because I have a buddy right now whose doctor is saying that's where his triglycerides are shooting. Is from his pancreas. What is what is that, and how serious is that?
It gets pretty bad. It just starts hurting. It feels like your insides are just throbbing, hurting, and so you think, okay, I'm going to drink a little bit more. It makes it go away, and that just
Ah,
adds to the problem.
my buddy's not that big of a drinker though. That's the issue. But his doctor says it's the alcohol that's causing this. Uh, I think so. Anywho, but so did you have a rock bottom? Did you have a wreck? Did you go to jail? What happened?
No, I just a lot of family issues. Parents noticed it. I was drinking all the time, and it was starting to performance at work, and that's when I knew I had to do something about it.
Were you drinking during the day? Were you drinking?
No, I drink as soon as I get home, but I was getting the shakes at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, knowing okay, one more hour work, and I can go home and drink.
Ah, so you wow. I hear people going out in their car on breaks and drinking. A lot of my buddies who
I
work at
never went
factory.
that far.
Gotcha. Well, any words of wisdom to anyone out there? Are you in a 12-step program or what are you doing?
Doing a 12-step program through the VA.
Okay, nice, nice.
They have a nice little detox and 12-step program down here at the local VA.
And are you in Louisville?
Yes, J-Town.
You know, I live right outside of J-Town. I'm from Louisville
Yeah,
as well. So, well, Lucas, that is awesome. I'm glad that you. So, did you go through detox when you quit?
yeah. I actually went through it twice, and first time was rough. Second time was even rougher.
And then you said you're not going to do this a third time, and it stuck.
I did the first time and did good for about 6, 8 months, and like, okay, I can go back to casual drinking,
Oh
and no.
boy. I've been
And I
Lucas.
got back to
I've been having that vicious cycle for 26 years. That that I'm okay. Hell I quit a year. I don't have a problem quitting, and and then I go back. I and then I apologize to my family. Okay, this time's gonna be different. I got this book off Amazon. It's gonna be about about how change. I'm not gonna drink bourbon. It's gonna drink beer because bourbon controls me. I control beer. And you negotiate. Okay, well, and your wife goes, I don't want to go back to where you were, Tommy, and then you just do it again, and yeah, this yeah. So I hope it sticks. I have a lot of friends who are in the program, and I used to hate the thought of going to an AA meeting, and now I can't get enough of them because you hear the
I know,
stories.
same here.
Well, brother, I'm going to call my next person, and please text me, email me anytime you want to go live.
Alrighty, sounds good.
I appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. That guy was cool as heck. So let's call. Now we got real quick because we got a big one with Chris coming up. I'm gonna tell you about Chris. Chris, are you watching? He customizes poodles' hair. He people from all over the tri-state will bring their little teacup poodles, and he cuts their hair and puts little ribbons. I mean, you should see this stuff. Oh, jeez. I wish you could see this guy. This guy's is a huge guy. He's a complete badass, but he's also 2,000 miles away. So here we go. This is Dylan, hopefully. Uh,
Hello, this is Dylan.
hey, Dylan, it's Tom Mabe from Sober Talk. How are you?
Hey, good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Tell me about yourself. What's happening with you? Are you the one that drinks currently?
No, I drink beer. I drink. I abuse alcohol to escape from the crap that's going on in life. Sorry, I'm in an Uber on my way to my car right now.
Oh, that's all right. I hear you fine. Or you just don't want? Do you not want to talk because the Uber guy is there?
No, I don't mind talking. I don't mind talking at all.
Okay. So you kind of self-medicate with beer to deal with
With
all.
beer and marijuana, yes.
Okay. Um, which do you abuse the most? How many beers a day do you drink?
When I go heavy, I go about 12 to 18, but I'm not a big guy either. And a
Mhm.
lot of the times, what really gets me is that I don't eat during the day. A lot of times, I only eat one big meal a day with my
Mhm.
wife at home when she gets home from work.
Gotcha. Does she drink?
She does not actually. Surprisingly, no, she doesn't. She doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. She doesn't like that I do any of it. She's the
Well,
complete opposite of me in that way, which I love and I'm thankful for.
have you gotten drunk and like gone to jail or done something bad? Anything bad?
Uh, no, nothing really bad. No DUIs. No, I've never been to jail because of my drinking. It's definitely affected my life though, and my relationships
Yeah.
with
Well,
with
oh,
certain
so more
people.
than your current wife, alcohol has affected your other relationships prior to this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I've been with my wife 4 years, and I've been drinking longer than that, and abusing alcohol longer than that.
Wow. So
So she's never known a sober me really.
yeah, I saw something today where it said a guy sobered up and his kids like, "What's up? Who's that guy? What's wrong with you, Dad?" And they were like the first time, they saw him sober because he was
Yeah.
constantly
So
drunk.
let me ask you, Tom, if I may, if it's all right. I know it's your show, so I hate to ask the questions, but
Mm.
like, yeah, I know you said briefly last night it was health issues, but like, what's motivating you other than that to stay sober? Like, yeah, I'm sure you have an awesome support system, like with your wife. You seem really close with her on social media and all
Well,
that. But like,
yeah,
what's your support system?
my support system and my motivation is my wife and kids. They've seen me. I
Okay.
check out. I go home. I'll start drinking beer. Hell, I might have had 4 beers before I even. Sometimes I left the house and I had 4 beers before the garage door shut. I would be here at my
Gotcha.
office in Louisville, and I have gotten drunk during the day here, sobered up, drank coffee, go home, and grab a beer there. Like it's my first beer, and I've already had 6 here at the office.
Right.
And
Right.
my daughter, she said that she saw my health deteriorating. She heard about the doctor's the doctor appointments, the tests I did, and it got kind of scary with cardiomyopathy, and now we're doing
Right.
all these
Right.
other tests for this pulmonary hypertension or something. That's not good to have. So I mean, I was doing
Yeah.
everything.
I heard you.
Yeah.
So,
So,
sorry,
so
I heard you bring that up last night.
yeah. So nothing's for sure yet, but and I've gained a lot of weight. Yeah, I'm just oh geez, just fat. I'm just I'm gross. I'm not even trying to hide it. I just got to start. I'm
I'm
walking.
I'm 32 and I'm starting to notice the gain myself.
So yeah, it happens, especially with alcohol, empty calories. But yeah,
Yep,
my health, but
exactly.
mainly my family. And I tell my kids, if you guys are wired like your dad, you're gonna have issues. So I want to teach you how to notice or recognize them. Notice them, and uh, and that's the one thing I missed a lot of years. It's a waste of time, a waste of money, and I just when I went 2 years completely sober. This last time I went the second to last time, and then
Wow.
COVID hit and everything. But I was never really happy. I was miserable.
Right,
I
right.
was yeah. So
And speaking of that, you had said something. I've known. I don't know you personally. I've known you for a while, and then you kind of asked kind of followers. How do you hear about me? Like I know you since the whole days. Um,
you're cutting in and out here, brother. Are you on the phone straight ahead? Or are you talking directly into the mouthpiece?
one day, and you were unhappy, and you weren't living the life that you were meant to live, or that you had envisioned of living. Is that correct? Did I hear you right last night? Do you remember saying that?
Uh, I don't recall. That's another thing that's going through my memory.
Okay.
But no, that rings true. Yeah, my thing is I don't want to
Yeah.
live an alcohol-free life. I've done that. I want to live a happy life, a life that I deserve. And when I start working these steps, you know, I was like, I'm just pissed at myself for not doing this. I was so embarrassed, but I'm not gonna go AA and this and that. But I'm loving it. I can't get enough of them. This morning I woke up at 5:30. I went for my walk at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m. I had a Zoom meeting with the early birds, early worms, it's a AA group, and then I was on a shoot.
Right.
I was on location at a shoot by 9:30. Came home, took a nap till 3:05. Rushed to the office. Had big book studies with a buddy of mine, and I went home and showered. Now I'm back here, so I keep busy. I keep a routine.
That's good.
Yeah,
Structure, you gotta have it.
gotta have structures. Amen. And you have to have
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I do work ethics at my house. We'll sit there. All right, Josh, you're on garbage. Melanie, Kinsey, you're in kitchen. I got the floors and taking the dogs out and replacing the puppy pads and and we sit there and we just and bam bam. I have structure, and that's I've read a lot about that, and that really helps out because what idle hands, idle minds can start drinking beer. So.
What are so if you don't mind me asking again, and I know this is your show, and I'm
no
trying to
problem.
share about myself. I'm thinking about doing detox and inpatient, but it scares me only because financially we would go down from 2 incomes to 1, and that is a huge thing that gives me anxiety thinking about that because we're already in a pandemic. Things are already bad enough.
Right.
But here I am trying to get clean and sober during a pandemic.
Do you have? I mean, that's when I went back out. Do you have any kind of health insurance?
Dude, I'm sorry. Do I have what?
Any kind of health insurance? Health.
Yes, I do. I have state insurance through the state of Washington.
Well, here's
Pretty
what
good insurance, I might
Well,
add.
it sounds like. So here's the deal. It sounds like, and I've looked into this. I didn't do a 7-day thing. I thought about it. I looked into it, and just at the time, it wasn't the right thing for me to do. But you could do a 6
Right.
to 7 day detox, and that's where they monitor, they watch you, and make sure that you're not, because you can die from
Yeah.
alcohol detox easily. It's the one
Yeah.
thing you can die from. Uh, so I would find out in your area. Just start Googling and say I need to quit. I need some help jump starting my sobriety, and go do
Okay.
6 or 7 days at a detox. You'll live there. You'll stay there. Yeah, Jesus, just a week, and they'll keep you medicated and keep you calm. They'll watch your blood
Okay.
pressure, your temperature, and everything. Uh, I'm sure you have to get the COVID test when you go in, and they probably have to quarantine you for a few hours or a couple of days until they get that test back. Who knows? But you have to do it. If you have insurance, do your wife a favor and do yourself. You're 32,
Yeah.
dude. That's my minivan's 32 years old. I mean, come on, that's young. But you're gonna be 42 with a blink of an eye, and start living the life
Yes,
start living the life you deserve. And f alcohol, f marijuana. Just come on, man. It's robbing you. You're self-medicating, and then when you start getting the tools to, keep on watching Sober Talk, and we're gonna have therapists come on in person on the phone, and and help people figure out what's the right path for them is. What is it? What journey? Help me through my journey.
exactly.
And maybe some guests can hear you talking right now, and they'll help you navigate through this. But man, I highly recommend. It's a 6 or 7 day detox. The research I did said that they may keep you 8 or 9 if you think you have to, if you're not completely detox, but just freaking do it right.
So it's kind of however long you need.
It's 6 or 7 days mainly, so that's what I see. So,
Gotcha.
all right,
Okay.
I have to jump, brother. I got to get this other guy on the phone here. I'm running out of
I
time.
understand.
All right.
I understand, Tom. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the inspiration. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Well,
one day at a time.
please, will you email me and tell me where you are, and you can't just cut back. You got to quit. Will you let me email me, and we'll have you back on, and I'm sure people are going to want to
sir.
ask. All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Tom. God bless.
God bless you. Bye bye. What a nice guy that was. All right, let's call Chris Anderson. I actually got him saved in my phone here. And Chris, I've listened to you for hours. I know your stories. I will probably make this a 3 or 4 part thing. So that's my way of saying don't get long-winded. and take the social cues.
Hello.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It is going well. I just built you up really, really big earlier. I don't know if you heard it, but I built you up really big.
Well, good.
You apparently didn't hear it. You got to go back. Go back with your wife and listen to it later. It's hilarious.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I just got out of a meeting.
Oh, good for you. Was it a good meeting?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Oh, good. So you and I met out west, and one of my agents is in Sioux City, Iowa, and that's where you are. And
Yes.
so tell me. Well, let's start from. And I was saying this is going to be a 3 or 4 part journey because you
Right.
have such great stories. There's no way we're going to pack them in to to one call here. So
Right.
do me a. So they say and they say alcoholism or drug abuse and everything comes from trauma and abuse. A lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
And
For sure.
abandonment. Abandonment is a big one. Do you think that
Yeah.
your childhood had any influence on you drinking or using whatever you did?
When I was younger, I didn't think it did and everything, but as I got older, I dug deeper into my treatment and dug deeper into myself. I realized my childhood had everything to do with it. The way I was raised, my beliefs, just the way I was raised with God, the way I was raised to not like people, and just to fight the world.
Yeah.
The way I was raised, and I did that for 30-some solid years, and now I'm just sick and tired of it. And now that I realize the things that I was taught from my parents and family is totally wrong.
Yeah.
And it's affected my whole life. Terrible. I have been places people don't want to even go. Hey.
Wow.
And
these are the people that you're supposed to trust and they love you unconditionally, and they're adults, so your parents. You believe what they say is true, and you should obey them. And I thought that about my mom. My mom would say things, and as I got older, I'm like, no, that's not right. I don't, it wasn't anything, but she was just ignorant when it comes to certain certain things.
I wouldn't say she was ignorant. That was just the way she was taught growing up too.
Well, yeah, ignorant is. I use that
Oh.
as. I don't use that in I say that in a non-malicious
A good way.
Yeah.
Right,
So she
right.
was ignorant about certain things. So.
Because my parents, I believed, were right about everything.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I tried to use that in my parenting too, as an adult, with my children.
So the drug use, and from what I understand, your weapon of choice was drugs.
Yes. Mine was meth.
Meth. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yep.
did that take you to places were there? I want to hear about your rock bottoms. You were doing meth, and I want to.
Oh, my rock bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, might as well let everybody know my rock bottom was really bad.
Okay.
And
I know that we don't have to do this all in one setting. This could be.
Oh yeah.
This could be. So let's take a chunk of it, and
Well,
because I was amazed by what you had told me.
Right. Well, my main was just in my family how get on meth and just change into a whole other person and made me evil. Just very evil.
Made you evil. Okay.
Yep. Made me physical to everybody. Everybody I loved, I hurt it physically or mentally.
Wow.
Cut them down or beat them up. And that's not the way you should treat your family. I hit rock bottom really hard this time. And I tried to take my life because of it. Because of my beliefs, my hardcore beliefs, my system I grew up in. I've been penitentiary for 12 years.
Did you say that you were in prison for 12 years?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Wow. And is that is that all derives from your drug use, you think? Did it?
Oh yeah, from my drug use and my hardcore beliefs that I was raised up as a child. Yep.
So, but
hate.
Yeah, hate everybody. You
Yep.
you told me that even your cousin, as kids, once a year, your fathers would hook you guys up to fight.
Yep. Exactly.
It's like the Hatfield and McCoys, And finally,
Pretty much, but in
and
real life though.
yeah, and so every year I got Chris Anderson from Sioux City, Iowa on the phone, and happens to be exact where one of my booking agents lives, and had a chance to spend some time with him while I was out there, and he this is an amazing story that your uncles and your dad hated each other, or they got together and made you fight his son. And how early of an age did that start?
It wasn't my father. It was my grandfather, and my uncle's dad.
Yeah, okay.
Other side of the family.
Oh, I
Yep.
see. So, and how
Yep.
old were you in that first fight where they hooked you guys?
Oh, probably around 10 years old, maybe 9ish.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
And then
it went on for years.
And you and finally you hooked up later in life, and your cousin came up to you and go, "Look, dude,
Yep.
I
I
don't."
said, hey, this is wrong. This is stupid. And I totally agreed with him as we got older. You know, we both realized, like, this is dumb. This is not how he lives.
So,
And it took years. I still my cousins, we barely talk, but we're getting to know each other now and talk to each other and like each other. We used to not like each other.
a reason why I like that story, because that is a form of trauma. That's a form of abandonment of any kind of moral belief, or you were raised to fight, and you're
Yep.
raised to fight certain, and your beliefs were like, hey, if you're this ethnicity, or you're this religion, or you're nationality, I'm going to hate you because my grandfather and my dad told me that that's how it is. And what about and you did meth, and that you did a lot of crime, and you went to prison. How was it? Can you get drugs in prison?
Yes, sir. Easily. Yep. You always
Really?
get drugs anywhere. Yep. Anywhere. Inmates, guards, everyone. So, yep. No matter where you go, drugs are accessible no matter what.
So what? So wow.
Yeah, it's
So,
odd, weird to say it, but it's true. You know.
when you first quit meth and alcohol, how have you had spells, times where you went a few months here and there not drinking or doing meth, and then another few? I mean, did you have ups and downs with that? What?
Oh yeah, for sure. I had probably about 7 years of not doing any meth or anything at all.
How did tell us the story how you fell off the wagon, you and your wife?
Oh well, we just thought we could start drinking a little bit more than not, and we just started off drinking maybe a 6-pack, and then it led into a handle of whiskey for me, and a handle of vodka every couple days. And then we started arguing, fighting all the time. I got back into drugs, so that made it even worse. And I allowed my life to become miserable. I made my wife miserable. I made my children miserable. Made my family just totally miserable. And the whole time I was sitting there getting high, not even thinking about it or caring about it, because that's what meth does. It makes you not care about anything besides getting the next high. And
Wow.
as I was doing that, I was destroying my family, made my wife hate me, made my kids hate me, tore me apart. And I just came, that's what I said. And one time I went over the line and got physical. Had the worst day of my whole entire life.
Wow.
And I went out and did the unthinkable. Broke all my views and vows, and I tried to take my life.
You try to kill
That's
yourself.
my rock bottom.
That's your rock
That's my
bottom.
rock bottom. Yep.
And you had a couple bouts with a couple runs with sobriety, and you've fallen off.
Yep.
You went 7 years, and you fell off, and now you're clean now, right?
Yes, sir.
Because
Yep.
when I was talking to you, I was 2 getting sober, and you had just gotten sober, I think.
Yes.
How's that going?
Going very well, and it helps a lot that my wife is actually almost 6 months sober herself.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that helps. She helps a lot in this family.
And
She's my backbone since we were teenagers, and still is.
Wow, that's great.
So, and then we wake up every morning, we have a cup of coffee together, and we read daily reflections.
Tell me it's called Daily Reflections. I keep on forgetting to. Well, they say it in the first. I do this early worm meeting, and I want to find. Is that in the big book, Daily Reflections?
Well, that's also in the big book, but then you can buy a little book that has every single day of of the year, and you just read it, and then we talk about it, and then we have another book. There's 3 books that we read for each other.
Would you text me a picture of that book? By the way, I enjoy your pictures that you send me. That's of you and your wife. That's good. That's awesome.
Well, good.
You're having pizza or out in a convertible going to Mount Rushmore or whatever. Those are
Yep.
great pictures.
Motorcycles. We have a great life together.
Yeah, good for you guys, man. Yeah,
Just
send me.
being sober, people will be surprised. It's hard, trust me, because I've had my bouts with wanting to use, but you just pick up that phone. It's the hardest thing in the world to do.
Right, right. Well, cool. I want to have you on again, and you and I will talk, and we'll discuss what what we're going to talk about, and you'll give me because we're just barely touching on things that you've done, and I just want
barely.
Yeah, I just want. I know people call in, Chris, and then I'm going to quit. I'm going to cut back. And do you agree? There's no cutting back. You just have to quit. Would you agree with
There
that?
is no such thing as cutting back. No. That might work for like 2 days.
If that was the case, we wouldn't have a drinking problem.
Right. And that's why I don't drink. I don't drink because if I get drunk, guess what? I'm gonna start getting back into heavier drugs.
Wow. Yeah, you can't do anything. You can't go. I'm just
Nope.
I'm just doing pot gummies. I got friends who do that. Well, no, that's still you're trading one addiction for another.
Exactly.
But wow. I heard someone say today. Said talk about cravings. He said, "I tell you, you have cravings. You have cravings." And this guy's like, "I haven't been sober long enough to have a craving. I've never gone that long." Are you getting? Do you get cravings from time to time?
Yes, I do. I just had a major one a few days ago, and I had to pick up the phone and make a phone call and talk to somebody just to get through it.
Wow.
I honestly thought about just going to do drugs.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's terrible. I mean,
if you hold your breath and sit on your hands and just meditate, and that's one thing I need to do more is meditate. I read about that, people meditating, and I need to do that. All right, Chris.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and I will talk anytime or help anybody out ever.
No, I know you've been a good ear for me and a good friend, and I really appreciate you. And well, you probably never want to talk to me again if you go back and listen to what I said about you.
It don't matter. I've had worse.
Well, no, people can't see you. They don't see these tattoos and all the baldness and the badassness and everything. I told them that you were like a professional dog groomer and you specialized in teacup poodles and you put little ribbons.
Yep. For sure. I'll make them look cute.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
So that's Chris Anderson, and boy, I had a lot of time to speak with him. And let's see, this guy here is Matthew Benson. He's been sober for 12 years. Man, congrats. Damn, almost missed the whole thing. My son has been on my phone all night. That's Mike Schmikowski and Natalie Jansen say get a haircut. Yeah, well, sorry, I love my hair. I don't care. I think what I need to do first is what a lot of people don't know is that what you can do is in lieu of a haircut is just a ball cap like that. So guys, I'm glad you're here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I this is totally different for my audience to do sober talk. And there's some few diehard people who listen. I love you so much. You're here every day. It helps me out. It's not helping my page out much. I'm going to probably eventually start a Facebook page that's just for sober talk, and I'll let all you guys know, and we can meet up over there. But it's man, I really love it, and I love the emails that I get. I get emails like if you want to email me, it's tom@tommabe.com. I'll put it here in the comments. You want to email me your phone number. I'm not set up to do this quite the way with a number where you guys can call, and I can just have like a producer screen the call and whatever. But this helps me a lot, and it's just a constant reminder. It's become part of my routine. If you're going to stop drinking, I totally recommend, getting up at a certain time, going for a walk. I like the 12 steps. I like AA. It may or may not be for you guys. It's working for me, but I do a Zoom meeting. I find one in AA. But just get something, and as a daily prayer, the Serenity prayer. I say that every day, and that is that. And I just, I have no self pity. I have no, I know that I have to make amends to my family and things. That's just saying, here's what I've done wrong. I know that I've done these things wrong. It's not asking for an apology. It's just saying, here's what I've done wrong, and here's what I'm doing to fix it. Here's what I'm doing to right that wrong. So if you guys want to uh, get a can me continue to do this, just shoot me an email and let me know if it helps. And I want to talk to every single one of you guys. Let's see here. I love everything you share. I want to tell you that. So I just got this one. Hello, Mr. May. My name is Chris, and I'm interested in your show. Did we talk to this guy yet? Did we talk to? Let's call this guy here. Let's see. I love everything you share and wanted to tell you that me and my wife are very impressed with your show. Obviously, you're a good man, not just the best comedian that I've watched. Well, thank you. Proud of you, man. Proud. You man up about drinking. Even more proud um, for you that everyone is your support team. You're the man. Love everything about you. Let's call this guy. Let's see if he's around. And and thank you, Kathleen. I just saw that your thing came up that you would follow another page. Between this and my Tom Mabe comedy, Mabe in America, I have 4 million followers. Now, if you can follow a page and like a page. If you like a page, you'll get a notification. People don't understand that. So that's let's see if this guy's even if I talked to him already. Oh, you know what I did? You know what I did? Daggone it. 445. Don't get old. You can't see, you can't hear. 064. Do we have any more comments here?
Hello.
Hey, Chris, it's Tom Mabe. How are you?
You must have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry to bother you. Thank you. Like how it sounded like he was drunk. Teasing. All right, guys. Well, it's getting that time of night to where I kind of I was thinking about y'all, and I wrote this down tonight. I want you to before we go, I want to end on a high note here. These are these are I thought these were really, really funny. Let me see if I can find them here. This is something I want to share. I want to share this with my little community. I call you guys my community. I think it's awesome. It's early this morning. And let's see here. There we go. So these are drunk jokes. For all you drunks out there, this goes out to you. A doctor tells a woman she can no longer touch anything alcoholic, so she gets a divorce. So I can see her husband, and the joke makes you think that she can't touch any alcoholic beverages. This one says, I had too much wine last night. I have no idea how I got home from the sofa, so I thought that was cute. Here, this is a little deep. This is more like a rhyme. This is more like a riddle. The bartender says, we don't serve time travelers in here. A time traveler walks into a bar. So I like beer so much that my family didn't know I drank until they saw me sober. There you go. That's funny. What's up, Dad? He's acting weird. All right, guys. I love you. I'm going to see here. I'm going to check something out, and I will definitely see you guys tomorrow night. And let me know, is this a good time for it? I'm not seeing a couple of our Clint. I'm not seeing our Carl. I'm not seeing Carl in here. I don't know where Carl went. Uh, so, hold on here. Hold on, Natalie. Let me see if I can. This lady is obsessed with me. Calling her. She's not obsessed with me. She just really wants me to call her. So let's see. I will try this number again, Natalie. I've tried it multiple times and it goes a voicemail or you don't pick up. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is Natalie. We are calling, and I have tried to call her, and I'm triple checking the number, making sure I'm calling it right. So here we go. And there's a latency on the page here, so she's not getting this right now. So you guys are my witness.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
There you go, Natalie. It goes right to your voicemail. So, all right. So we are going to start a new page, and we're going to turn this into a podcast too, because I can record this, and you can go listen to it on the podcast. I really want to have some. I want you guys to have some takeaways more than just listen to other people talking about their problems. I want you guys to talk with professionals. I'm a professional drunk, but to talk to a professional therapist or a rehab recovery coach or anything like that, that would be really, really cool. So, all right, man. It's thanks, Tom. Matthew Benson. Thanks, Tom. Good time for me. Matthew, did we have your number? I don't know what this means. Because you do wonderful things. So, all right, guys. Love you. We'll talk with you soon. Yeah, so again, please email me, tom@tommabe.com, tom@tommabe.com, and give me your phone number and give me a little bit of a story, what you want to talk about when I call you. All right, guys, love you. See you, bye.